Hello. What's up, party people? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jamila. This is Jamila Be Reading because I do be reading. Today we are going to be doing another book haul, and this time it's books that I picked up from Goodwill. We love a used book moment. Most of my books are used, in fact. But a few months ago, I think it was around September, I was having a hankering for buying books. And so I hit up a couple of different Goodwills in my neighborhood, and I went kind of ham. I'm not gonna lie. I bought a lot of books, but the best thing about it is that I was able to get a lot of books for a really good price. I don't think I spent more than around $45 for all of the books that I'm going to be showing today. So let this be a lesson for you. Goodwill is where it's at for books and other things as well. Alright, so the first book that I have here that I picked up from Goodwill is the first Outlander book by Diana Gabaldon. Whoa, Diana Gabaldon. Don't know what happened there. I feel like I don't need to explain what this is. I don't even know what it is that much. I just know there's a woman. She gets taken back in time, Scotland. There's a romance. It's a Scotland 1743. Hurled back in time by forces she doesn't understand. Scottish warriors. Sounds hot, It has a TV show that I've never seen, but I saw this and it was like, I think 99 cents. So I was like, you know what? Maybe 2021 is the year that I finally read Outlander. So, was good. The next two books I have here, which I was very pleasantly surprised to find, was Death Note. Honestly, I was really shocked to see manga at Goodwill. I just feel like I almost never see manga in the book section when I go to Goodwill, but I have volumes 1 and 3, because that's what there was, of Death Note. Again, I feel like a lot of people already know what Death Note is about, but it's about Light Yagami. He's a high school student. He is like number one smart genius. He comes across the Death Note, a notebook where if you write down the name of a person, it kills them. And so it's wild. I've never actually read the manga. I've only watched the anime. But, I thought I'd maybe slowly collect these volumes and maybe read them and compare it to the anime. So, yeah. Staying on the manga trend, I was pleasantly surprised to find this first volume of Master Keaton. I've never heard of this. I saw it, again, 99 cents. And it says here, Taichi Hiraga Keaton, the son of a Japanese zoologist and an English noblewoman, is an insurance investigator, educated in archaeology, and a former member of the SAS? SAS? I don't know what that is. When a life insurance policy worth £1 million takes Master Keaton to the Dokenan Sea Islands of Greece, I have no idea. What will he discover amidst his scuffles with bloodthirsty thieves and assassins? I don't know. It sounded kind of interesting. Thought I'd pick it up. Might as well. Yeah. Next up, I have Educated by Tara Westover, and this is a copy cover that I've never seen before for this book. But this is a memoir about Tara Westover, who grew up, I think, in like a small town in the Appalachia Mountains community. It says here, Tara Westover and her family grew up preparing for the end of days, but according to the government, she didn't exist. She hadn't been registered for a birth certificate. She had no school records because she never set foot in a classroom, and no medical records because her father didn't believe in hospitals. As she grew older, her father became more radical and her brother more violent. At 16, Tara left home. And I think she might have gone to like Harvard or something. I've heard a lot of good things about this book, so I decided to pick it up since I saw it there. Yeah. Next up, one of the books I'm most excited about is Kindred by Octavia Butler. This is kind of... This has been annotated, I am now discovering. Oh boy. Well, all right, that's fine. That is fine. I read my first Octavia Butler book earlier this year. It was Fledgling, and I really liked it. And I told myself I was going to read more of her backlist this year, and that did not happen, unfortunately. So here's to 2021. Saw this, wanted to pick it up. This follows Dana, a modern Black woman. She's celebrating her 26th birthday with her new husband, and then she is abruptly snatched from her home in California and transported to the antebellum South. Oh boy, yeah. If there's one thing I've heard about this book is that it is fucking gruesome. So I'm excited, but also terrified. But I'm very excited also. Next up here, I have The Immortalists by Chloe Benjamin. I honestly don't really know much about this book. I've just seen this cover a lot on Bookstagram, and, it looks cute. And then I saw it at Goodwill, so I was like, what the heck? But from my understanding, this follows 4 siblings who meet a psychic, and the psychic tells them basically what's going to happen to them in the next 5 decades, and also when they're going to die. And then I think it just kind of takes a look at their life moving forward and stuff. I don't know. Seems family drama-ish, and I do love reading about family drama. So, yeah, if you've read this, let me know. Is it good? Did I waste my money? I'd like to know. Alrighty, next up I have Legend by Mary Lou. Hi, editing Jamila here. Yes, I know I'm wearing coincidentally the same shirt as I did when I filmed this video. It's not the same day, but let's move along. But 2, I realized it's Marie Lou, not Mary Lou. Yeah. I've heard about this book everywhere for the longest time. Obviously, I've heard about Mary Lou. I feel like she's really big in the YA community. And so when I saw this, I thought, what the hell? Let me finally get around to purchasing and reading one of her books. This is the first book in, I don't know if it's called the Legend series, but I know it's a series. I don't really know much about this, but it says, once known as the western coast of the United States, the Republic is now a nation perpetually at war with its neighbors, the colonies. Born into an elite family in one of the Republic's wealthiest districts, 15-year-old June is a military prodigy. Obedient, passionate, and committed to her country, she is being groomed for success in the Republic's highest circles. Born into the slums of the Republic's Lake Sector, 15-year-old Day is the country's most wanted criminal. His motives may not be as malicious as they seem. They come from different worlds. They come across each other. June's brother is murdered. Day becomes a prime suspect. And now they're caught in a game of cat and mouse. I think this came out a while ago. I feel like this came out kind of like at the height of the YA dystopian moment. Yeah, January 2013. So, I have not read a young adult dystopian in a long time, so this will be interesting, but I've heard good things about it, so yeah. Alrighty, next up, we have a classic, and honestly, this is like a really stunning cover, but I have Persuasion by Jane Austen. Now, I've never read a single Jane Austen in my life, and you're probably thinking, what the heck? And to that I'd say, you know what, I'm not much of a classics person, but I'm hoping to change that. So I saw this and I picked it up, and I don't know what this is about. Yeah, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm sure most of y'all already know about Persuasion by Jane Austen, so let's move on to the next book. Alrighty, another book that I was really excited to find was the first book, the Magnus Chase series by Rick Riordan. This is set, I think, in the same universe as Percy Jackson, but this time it's following Norse mythology, and our protagonist is Magnus Chase, and I think he's the cousin of Annabeth. So Magnus, is on the run. He lives on his own. He's surviving by his wits. And then he learns that someone is trying to track him down, his uncle Randolph, a man his mother always warned him about. He falls into his clutches, and Randolph starts rambling about Norse history and Magnus's birthright, a weapon that has been lost for thousands of years. Just think Percy Jackson, but with Norse mythology. So I'm excited to read it. We got a thriller here, you know. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I am assuming the person who bought this originally got it from Target, because we got a little 30% off the cover price here. This is a well-known thriller, I think. There is a movie now, I believe. And this follows Rachel, who takes the same commuter train every morning and night. She sees something shocking. Only a minute until the train moves on, but it's enough. Everything changes, and she's unable to keep it to herself, so she goes to the police. But is she really as unreliable as they say? Soon she's deeply entangled only in the investigation, but in the lives of everyone involved. Has she done more harm than good? I don't read thrillers, so I thought, why not read something that it seems to be well loved in the book thriller community? I don't know. Yeah, there's that. Staying on the thriller train, I also picked up Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Again, Gillian Flynn is well known and beloved in the thriller community, and this book is also very well known. I believe there's also a movie. So there's like this couple, and the woman disappears or something like that, and he's trying to figure it out. And I feel like I know the end of this because I feel like it's talked about a lot online. But maybe I'm thinking about something else. But yeah, I'm not going to go too deeply into what this is about because one, I don't really know, and two, I'm sure everybody already knows about this book or the movie. So let's move on. Next up, we seem to have a book of the month book that someone didn't want. We have Beasts of Extraordinary Circumstances by Ruth Emmy Lang. This sounded really interesting. It follows Waylon Gray, who was orphaned and raised by wolves, and the proud owner of a horned pig named Merlin. He single-handedly stops a tornado on a stormy Christmas day in Oklahoma, and he realizes just how different he is. I mean, no kidding. You stopped a tornado on your lonesome. That tornado was the first of many strange events. Waylon is taken from town to town, and he's manifesting and showing these powers. There's a relationship with Waylon and Mary, whom he saved from an angry wolf on her 11th birthday. It's the story of his life from the perspective of the peoples who knew him, loved him, and even a few who thought he was just plain weird. Oh, so it's not from his perspective. It is from the perspectives of other people. I don't know. Seemed interesting. The cover seemed cool. So why not? And lastly, I have Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Wow, I just when I slapped this book, a lot of dust came out, I gotta say. This is a honkin' book. It is mixed media, I believe, science fiction. Again, I'm not super familiar with what this book is about, but I've seen it everywhere on Bookstagram, on BookTube. This series seems to be very beloved, and when I saw it at Goodwill for a really good price, I thought, hey, let me find out what all the hype is about. So here it is. Looks cool. Really interesting concept of having a mixed media book. So we'll see what all the hype is about. Alright, so that is all the books that I picked up from my various Goodwill trips a couple months ago. I got some pretty banging books for a really good price. We love to save the environment, I suppose. We love to get a bargain. Go ahead and comment down below. What is your favorite book that you ever got from Goodwill or from like a used bookstore that was just like a really good price? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I have my socials linked down below. And I'll catch y'all in the next video.